You break my fucking window.
Ghost, hit a thingy. Hit a plate.
You boys got room for one more?
Or mark it. Mark next to it. Don't mark it though.
The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having a truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
Hey, sports fans, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. We're coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio and presented by Country Financial, Central Bank of the Ozarks, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, Shelter Insurance, Liuna Local 663, Building Missouri State. And we great pleasure to welcome to the show Cardinal Ritter, head football coach, Brendan Spain. Coach Spain, hey, thanks so much for your time this evening. I know you guys had a big travel day today.
Yeah, today was a day for the guys to be able to get on the road, for us to get to our destination. A big game tomorrow, so definitely wanted the guys to be able to have their legs up under them, for them to be able to be a great day tomorrow.
You bet, Coach. 12-0 on the season, coming off of a good season a year ago, 7-7 a year ago. Coach, tell us just a little bit about, what you lost to graduation, what you had to replace, and what you had coming back this year.
So, guys, last year, the biggest thing this year was not necessarily what we had to replace. It was looking in the mirror, taking ownership for what we wanted to do, and being accountable for the things that we used to. The goal was to win state. That's always the goal. So in order, we are doing everything we're supposed to do as coaches as well as players. And I think this all the skilled guys ran track, all the bigs were lifting, and everybody since January, just at the end of the year, for us to be able to hoist that trophy in the first.
And, Coach, right now, defensively, you guys are playing unbelievable. The last 6 games, I think you've given up a combined 33 points. in 6 games, and 22 of those were last week against a very good Park Hill Central team who finished the season 11-2. Tell us a little bit about that defense and who's playing well, really well right now for you.
So I'm gonna be on defense with 6 shutouts, only giving up maybe a little bit up under 5 points. That's the entire defense. No one really in particular just kind of stands out more than the other. It's definitely a defensive effort. So that's one thing that everybody talks about offensively and doing this and doing that. But just like I tell my guys, off and off an off game and still win. Defensively, we cannot. And just having guys like Joe, who's a second-year starter for me, he understands the value of how important it is on the defensive down.
Coach, what as you go into this game with Pleasant Hill, good team, 11-1 on the season tomorrow. 1 p.m. kickoff there. What are some things that looking at film with them that you're really going to have to concentrate on if you're going to come out on top?
Well, I mean, everybody's good. Everybody's going to be well prepped, ready to go. We just have to make sure that we play the style of ball we've been playing all year. As long as we stay true to who we are and be okay. But nevertheless, this is a Pleasant Hill team who has been in the mix maybe the last couple of state semifinals. So they do have experience which is real key. So we just have to make sure we're doing what we're doing. We have to make sure we execute and make sure we just.
Coach Gill, I know it's week 12, and everybody's going to have bumps and bruises and things of that nature. But going into this game, do you feel like you're pretty healthy?
Absolutely. One thing we did all year, to be honest with you, we only put pads on during the course of the game. During the course of the week, we go no pads. The energy was up, the effort was up, low, just the intensity was up. So only time my guys put on shoulder pads is the day. We did that because we learned a lot from last year, just having mistakes, bumps and bruises from padding up a lot of pressure. And like I said, we just kind of went just helmets all year long.
Coach, on Saturday night when I look at that score tomorrow late afternoon, if Cardinal Ritter comes out on top, are you going to be able to point to 1 or 2 stats and say, hey, this is why we won this game? Maybe it's a turnover margin, maybe it's penalties, maybe it's time possession. What's a stat that I'm going to be able to look at and say this is why Cardinal Ritter won this game?
I would definitely say on the defensive end, those are 2 things that we really harp on because teams your ability to be able to flip the field, your ability to be able to create a turnover, is extremely key. And defensively, we just got to do what we've been doing. This defense flies around. They're extremely physical, very athletic. So, like I said, we just have to make sure that we win defensive battle as well as special teams battle.
As we talked about the defense and those 6 shutouts and giving up just the 43 points in the last 6 games, Joseph Reed, one of your defenders, kind of been right in the middle of that. He's got 51 tackles on the season, a couple of fumble recoveries. Tell us a little bit about that young man and what his leadership role is.
Our leadership role is tremendous, not from the aspect of verbal leader, but being a leader that leads by example. You're talking about a young man who's he can stand up and play the outside backer. He can play the end. He's a tweener. He's the guy that you real athleticism, his speed, his strength, his size can be a problem for anyone or just trying to contain them.
And again, we're visiting with the Cardinal Ritter head football coach, Brendan Spain, here on our Country Financial Team of the Week, and you've arrived at your hotel. What's the itinerary for tomorrow?
Itinerary for the stretch, just kind of go over some things that we need to prep for when we heading on out. I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve because we're so pumped and so ready. This is my 3rd year being the head coach at Cardinal Ritter, and this is my 3rd year making to the state semifinal. To get over the hump. That's the only thing we've been preaching about, getting over this hump, because we've been so close. We have some seniors now that when I first came in with sophomores who experienced getting to this door, but were able to kick it down. So we just real enthused, just real pumped about kicking that door down, and just like this, it's one of those guys who's being very vocal and being a leader, just strictly showing his leadership by action, just to get this door kicked down so we can get over this hump.
Well, is Joseph there handy? Is he beside you?
Yes, he is. Hold on, here he is right now.
How are you doing, Mr. Reed? How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
You what are your thoughts here as you head in tomorrow? What's between now and tomorrow at kickoff? What are you going to be doing?
I'm gonna be winning. That's the main goal for real. This year, and I wasn't really feeling comfortable how we just took the L like that. So this year, we gonna come out there, we're gonna shut it out, and we gonna run up the scoreboard.
Very good. Very good. Well, hey, on behalf of Country Financial, just want to congratulate you and the defensive side for being our team of the week. And, tell us a little bit just about you and, coming into this season, coming off of a 7-7 season a year ago. What were your goals? I mean, not personal goals, but just team goals for Cardinal Ritter.
Team goal all year, and that was just to win the state title and the state trophy. Lastly, he hurt us last year when we lost that game 21-20 by St. Pius. And it just, we don't even want to feel the same way taking that ride back home on the bus. We don't even want to feel disappointment anymore. So we just going to take this win, and we just going to focus on next week.
All right. Well, hey, again, congratulations, Joseph. Hey, thanks for being part of the Missouri Sports Network here on High School Game Day, and we'll be watching tomorrow, and maybe we'll get Coach Brennan back, or Coach Spain back on tomorrow for the Friday Night Live, which I should be on Saturday now because all the games are on Saturday now. It's got to be fun to play on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you bet, Joseph. Thank you, Coach Spain. You bet. And
yes, sir.
Coach, hey, thank you so much. And I know it's a tough time. You guys have been traveling, most of the day and getting kids into the hotel rooms, and I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. And good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Hey, you're watching the Missouri Sports Network here, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
Leave banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio here on this Thanksgiving Day Eve. And we welcome to the show this morning Sullivan Eagles head football coach in his third year, Eddie Haar. And Coach Haar, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me.
Coach, 11-2 on the season. You've won 9 in a row. 4 of those have been via the shutout. Talk a little bit about what your team's doing really well at this time of the year.
Well, right now we're kind of clicking on all cylinders. Kind of headed by our defense. Our defense has been playing great for us all year. So offensively we kind of play to our defense with field advantage. Our special teams have been playing great as well. And our offense, we kind of we move the ball accordingly, try to control the pace of the game, and play to our defense.
Coach, talk a little bit about who you had to replace. Last year's 5-6 team. What did you have to replace? Due to loss of graduation, things like that. And who's kind of stepping up for you right now?
Yeah. So really, the senior class. Since I got here, a lot of them started as sophomores. Last year, we had 2 pretty good running backs. Both of those guys are gone that needed to be replaced. They also need to be replaced in the secondary. We had one guy up front we needed to replace, and pretty much we had everybody back. So this thing's kind of been building for us since my first year here. That first year was the COVID year. It was a rough year. It was kind of a rough time to come in as a new coach, to a new program. But ever since then, we've just been building kind of for the moment that we're in right now.
Coach, let's say I'm gonna be there, Reed Spring on Saturday. Who are 1 or 2 players that I'm going to notice right off?
I think right off, just kind of looking at our team, Sam Summers, he plays tight end and defensive end for us. He's number 6. He's great on both sides of the ball. We kind of run behind him a lot. Then, really on the offensive side, our quarterback, Gabe, he's been playing great, a 3-year starter. Our running back, Frankie Erksleben, he's a 1,000-yard rusher. He's had a great year, number 27. And then I think up front, really on both sides of the ball, you'd be kind of surprised at how hard them kids go.
Coach, and anybody that's playing right now at this time of the year in the semifinals, you got 13 games under your belt. Anybody you face is going to be really good at this time. What do you know about Reed Spring and the Wolves and Coach McFarland's group?
Well, not too much, just kind of what we've seen on film. We were fortunate enough to be able to go watch them play Boonville last week. Right off the top, they jump off. They got great size. They got they're up front. I think they're really, really good, and that's kind of where they start everything. They like to run the ball. I think that's what they want to do most of the time. So, that's going to be a big challenge for us.
Is time of possession maybe the most important stat going into this game? Whoever wins that battle maybe wins this game?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's important, for us and how we play. That's important for us every week. But I think really who wins up front is going to win this game on both sides of the ball.
Going into this game on Saturday, are you relatively healthy? I know it's week 14, but other than just football bumps and bruises, are you pretty healthy?
Yeah, we're as healthy as we can be. Our right tackle, we lost him back in week 3 to an ACL tear, and then our left tackle, we lost a couple weeks ago, so he's out too. And we've had some kids step up on the offensive line for us. So like I said, with 2 guys out, but we're about as healthy as we can be. 13 games into the season.
Now we're conducting this interview here on Wednesday. What are the plans the rest of the week as far as practice, and then when are you heading down to Reed Spring?
Yeah, so today, we got practice from 8 to 10 in the morning. We're going to do the same thing tomorrow on Thanksgiving, 8 to 10 in the morning, and then Friday, we got kind of a long day. We're going to start. We always got a team breakfast. That's we do that every Friday, so that's something we're going to do. We'll have a walkthrough here. My understanding, the school and the community is going to send us off in with a kind of send-off parade that we're going to have at noon, and that's whenever we'll head down to Springfield or staying. We'll have another walkthrough. Kickapoo High School is letting us use their field for that. Then we'll have our team dinner and get the kids some rest, and it's kind of go time as soon as we wake up.
Hey, you bet, Coach. Well, I live in the Springfield area, and Actually, my family owns a resort right there just outside of Reed Springs. So I'm going to head down and hang out down there, sit on the boat for a little bit, maybe fish a little bit, get up in the morning, go to the football game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good Friday, sitting on the boat fishing a little bit.
Hey, you bet. Well, Coach Harr, we certainly appreciate you being generous with your time. I know you got to get out to practice, but this may be the earliest interview I've ever done.
Wait, we do around here. We do things early all the time. You know, that's it's kind of the only time I have free time is early in the morning. So that's whenever we do them. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. We appreciate you being generous with your time here at the Missouri Sports Network, presented by Great Southern Bank, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Central Bank of the Ozarks, Pizza Ranch, Doak Propane, the Bank of Billings, Shelter Insurance, and Liuna, 66 Laborers, Local 663, Building Missouri, and Building Missouri State. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And we will see you on Saturday.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective, and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Brought to you or coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch with more than 7 locations across the state, about to be 8, hosting the Quarterback Club, Tip-Off Club, coming up here in December. Also presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Liuna, Local 663, Building Missouri Roads, Great Southern Bank, Shelter Insurance, Burgess and Associates, and Great Southern Bank. We welcome to High School Game Day Reed Spring Wolves head football coach, Andy McFarland. Coach McFarland, thanks for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, first off, coming off a 4-7 season a year ago, now you're 9-2. You're on your way to the state quarterfinals. Talk about this season and what you had to replace going into this season that you lost to graduation.
You know, every year it's a part of the game in high school football. You're going to lose some guys that were key to the success that you had, and were leaders in the locker room as well. And for us, of course, last year was no different. We lost a couple guys that are playing college football right now, and that's Blaine Blevins, who was our center. He was a nose tackle for us on defense. He was our long snapper, and all 3 of those things are important pieces to any kind of success that you're going to have. And then we also had Evan Gross, who was our slot receiver and free safety. We lost our strong safety as well, and a couple other pieces here and there. And you know, we had some young guys step up, or some upperclassmen step into different roles. And you know, I couldn't be more proud of the leadership and the dedication that this current group of seniors, we have a big senior class, the dedication they've had to constantly improving and focusing on themselves. And I guess the proof is in the pudding, as they say. We've had a great year because of their leadership.
Yeah, and you know how you know, playing in the Big 8 conference obviously prepares you well for a postseason run with the likes of Seneca and a Nevada team that was very good this year, won a district title there in Class 4. Seneca is still playing. Then you go into that week 9 there, and you get a Mount Vernon team that is young, but all those freshmen and sophomores are sophomores and juniors now at this point of the season. You get an overtime win there. Talk about how the conference kind of really prepares you for that district run and now into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, there's no weeks off in the Big 8, and I think both sides were pretty strong this year. You know, the West overall had they've got more teams still playing, but you know, teams on our side of the conference that might not have advanced in district play doesn't mean it was an easy out playing those guys. Marshfield and Rogersville are always rough and tough, and they've got some very talented players. And you mentioned the Mount Vernon game. You know, you can't go through an experience like that. And I'd throw the Seneca game in there as well, which was kind of a shootout with let's see, about 8 minutes left in that game. It was 49-all, and we had a chance. They'd scored, and we had a chance to score, and just fell a little bit short. But you know, you can't go through those experiences without learning something about yourself as a team, and the players understanding that if they continue to do the little things right, no matter what happened last week or what happened last play, if they just focus on winning the next snap, they're going to put themselves in a position where they're going to have a chance to win the game at the end. And, we've had some guys step up in big situations and make one play when we needed them to make one play. And, I have felt like just looking at the big picture, that we have gone through some things. I mean, we've had some adversity. We've lost 2 games, so it's not like there's been a whole lot of terrible things happen to us, but we've had some adversity to overcome. And I feel like we've gone through things in a way that only have prepared us for more success. And, you hate to learn a lesson the hard way, but we had to do that in week 2 at Nevada. And it really allowed us to kind of take a step back and take a look at what we need to do better. And I think without that loss in week 2, I'm not sure we have 9 wins on the season. Our kids really dedicated themselves, like I said, to improving and focusing on the little things that will make the difference in an overtime game like the one we had in week 9. And so I'm thankful for everything we've been through this year. And I'm thankful that we don't play in a conference where, we're going to blow everybody out and then start playing tough teams in district. Like, we've been through it all. And you can't play in close games the way that we have without developing a level of confidence that you are going to need whenever you're playing tough opponents in the playoffs.
Well, just to that end, that week 9 game at Mount Vernon that went overtime, then you draw a very tough draw in the first round districts with a Cassville team. I had to come out and help you there. You get a touchdown victory, and I know the weather. Probably, I believe in that game there was the weather's been kind of bananas right now.
Yeah.
With Mother Nature not knowing what she's going to do, but that really had to prepare you for that Cassville game.
Like Cassville, when we faced them, they were 5-5, and you could look at that from the outside. And at the time, we had won 8 games, and we were 8-2. They're 5-5, and think, okay, well, this one's just going to be an easy out, and we're just going to show up and win the game. We knew going in it was going to be a battle. They've got some great players. They've got some great coaches. They had some guys that had been injured the previous couple of weeks that made it back for the game against us. And then, like you mentioned, we had other variables at play with the weather. We actually moved our kickoff up to 5 p.m. that night, and we still only got a quarter in. And Cassville had a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, and lightning struck, and we had to go inside. And then we ended up not coming back out until Saturday afternoon. It was a weird way. There's no coin toss. There's no anything. It's the whistle blows, and it's goal line challenge. Here we go. But you throw that in the mix of things that we had to go through, and you got to deal with weather delays and the uncertainty that comes with that, and then packing up and going home and coming back the next day. Like, all of those things, I feel like you can't go through it without feeling like you're better prepared for anything. Just no matter what happens, we're going to be ready to go. And I'm proud of the way our guys have fought all year long, and we haven't just rolled people up and spit them out. We've had to earn everything that we got this year, and we've been able to do so.
And then a week ago, you get a good Osage team that comes in, and at this point, everybody that you're going to see is going to be good. They wouldn't be at this point of the season and playing on Saturdays if they didn't have some success. 35-6 there. What'd you feel like really went well in that game for the Wolves?
Well, going into that game, Osage had won 7 in a row. They were 7-3. They lost their first 3 weeks, and included in those losses were Pleasant Hill and Blair Oaks, so 2 really good teams. And then they won their next 7. And over that time, they averaged like 45 points a game, and they had 3 running backs and a quarterback that were all very talented runners, and they were running like a shotgun wing tee type of thing where there's lots of misdirection and linemen pulling everywhere, and it's a big task. And coming off the game against Cassville where we held them to a single score, and we showed up against Osage. We knew we were going to have our hands full defensively. They scored on their opening possession, and then we absolutely shut them down. And you talk about the story of the game. It was our defense playing so tough and giving the offense the ball with great field position all night long. And offense capitalized on that sometimes, and sometimes we kind of sputtered out here and there. But we made plays when we needed to, and it really started up front. Our defensive line has had an incredible year. Everybody has heard about Caden Weist, I think, the Missouri State commit. He's got a lot of attention. We've got several other guys that we wouldn't have the success we have right now without them. Evan Crane, he's a defensive tackle for us. He was our conference defensive player of the year on the same team with Caden, which is a huge honor. And he's an interior D lineman. Right now he's got over 100 tackles, and that is not normal for those guys to have that many tackles. And it only happens when you have a guy that has a special motor. He's always running the ball, and that is something that has been I don't know. If I was watching film, it'd be intimidating to see. These guys don't stop, man. But we got Moses Barr next to him. He's a great, big, 6'5", 300-pound kid playing our nose tackle spot. Josh Lowe, who is new to our district. He came last winter. He played at Joplin, and he's a senior this year. He played for us. His dad's a wrestling coach at Reed Spring, and Josh has done a great job at defensive end, and our linebacker, everybody defensively has had great games over the last few weeks, and I couldn't be more proud of them. That would be the key to our success.
Going into this game, you've got Boonville coming up. Talk a little bit about the Pirates. You've got one like opponent on the season. You both have been able to really put the ball in the end zone. Maybe a shootout here. I don't know that it's going to be 49-49 in the fourth like it was with Seneca. But what do you know about Boonville, and what are you going to have to do to kind of slow them down?
Well, I think you talk about putting the ball in the air. It's going to be cold and windy on Saturday up in Boonville, Missouri. So that might have kind of the Cassville game a similar impact. It might come down to who's able to control the line of scrimmage and run the ball well. And we're hoping that's us. Like I mentioned, that's been a strength for us this year is that offensive and defensive line. But Boonville, offensively, they're a spread team. And what they want to do is spread you out and hit you with little quick screens in the pass game, and then it's a whole lot of quarterback run game. They have a pretty dynamic kid that is very, very athletic. He's not very big, but he's really quick. And they do a lot of power read, counter read, zone read, quarterback ISO, quarterback sweep, and that's the name of the game for them. And he kind of drives that thing. And defensively, primarily they're a 4-3, 2 high team. They play quarters or cover 2. But the games that we've seen them kind of shift around. I think they're going to try to throw everything they can at us, and so we're going to be prepared on offense for any front. We've seen them all at this point of the season, but they play really hard. I think we're a little bit bigger than they are, but overall they've got athletes all over the field, and it's going to come down to, like I said, I think it's going to come down to who can control that line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And also I would throw in there, we spent a lot of times on special teams this week. Boonville's really aggressive, especially with their kickoff team. They're going to onside kick every time, and that adds another element of preparation to the game. And when you got a team that's doing things like that, anything can happen. So it's going to be a fun Saturday afternoon.
Coach, between now and then, when you get on the bus, when are you hoping to arrive at Boonville, and kind of give us your layout over the weekend?
Well, our community has been really fired up about this. The last time that a Reed Spring team played in the quarterfinals was 1980, and I wasn't born yet. So, so they have gone out and they got us a charter bus, and we're actually gonna. We're going to get out of school a little bit early on Friday, and we're going to have a practice here at our stadium. And then we're going to have a team meal and a speakers, what we normally do the day before the game. And we're going to get on the bus Friday afternoon and drive on up and stay in Columbia, and then get over to Boonville on Saturday morning and get ready to go. Kind of a normal pregame schedule, just happening a few hours earlier in the day. So that's the plan right now, to travel on Friday and be ready to go on Saturday. And, that's anytime you are taking a group of teenagers on the road like that, it makes you a little bit nervous, but I'm confident in our guys' ability to stay prepared and make it kind of like a business trip and business. And like I said, it's another opportunity for us to go through a different experience and plan the travel and do all those things. And we're hoping that pays off, somewhere in the next couple rounds of the playoffs, that we may have to do that again. And so it's going to be a fun experience for all of us, I think.
You bet. Well, Coach, anytime you're playing on Saturday in November, you've had a tremendous season.
Absolutely.
And it's got to be a lot of fun. And I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. I know there's a lot of things going on, and but congratulations and best of luck, and go out and get a win, and maybe we can have you on the Scoreboard Show on Saturday, and you can tell us how you did it.
Sounds great. Yeah. Thank you for your coverage of high school sports. Go Wolves, man. Let's go get it.
You bet. You bet. Andy McFarland, Reed Spring Wolves head football coach, as they prepare to head to Boonville, Missouri, and take their 9-2 record on the road. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.